Howdy, howdy, welcome back to the second episode of the Seablock. I did a bit of research in these labs, a bit between episodes, as well as just waited for us to get the materials for the landfill processing, which is our first plan for today. So I'm going to jump right into that. So I mentioned it last time that we're going to use these washing plants. And let's see, do we actually have enough to make more? Almost, but we'll start with just one. So we're going to start with this C4 pump, which gets us the name of it, viscous mud water. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. I actually think we want to move this over because if I remember correctly, yeah, water is there. So. Man, yeah, this is like just barely enough room, not enough room for what I want, so I'm gonna expand that out. So now we can go there. We should be able to go water pump there. Cool. And bring that in. Go down, down, down. So all of these, they can just be linked up like this, one after another. So we have the second one there, third one there. Fourth one there, and then finally the fifth one there. And that's just because they follow sequence. So, alrighty, let's get the clarifier next. Alright, and then if you guys remember, I told you we want to save this gas. So, what we are going to do is after that, we have this thing called a overflow valve. So once this reaches above 80%, it'll then go into the flare stack. So up until the point where this tank is 85% full, which should be like 20,000 gas or something like that, we'll be producing it. Alrighty, and let's just get power between these. Alright, get the flare stack there. Get power there. Alrighty, and then we can just connect to power like that. And now we should be working. So we'll see that should go down the line to here. So each of these steps can make mud, and we turn that mud into landfill. So let's look into how much mud we're making. So 50% chance every 5 seconds. Oh, but it's not. It's just 1.5. So we get 0 to 3. So actually, we're making quite a bit of mud. Let's try one assembler and see if that can keep up. If it can't, then we'll go to 2. There, where is the recipe? Here it is. Sand. Alrighty. So yeah, it's looking like we need more, but I'm not sure. I'm just gonna make a bunch of those. Alright, there we go. So now we should be making ourselves some landfill. Very nice. Obviously, I would like this to be a little cleaner. I think we're not really reaching anywhere close to maxing out either of these. So we could probably make it so that we power more of these off of here, as well as link up the hydrogen sulfide so that we're just storing it all in one thing. Then we could feed more in here because, yeah, it looks like we're not really utilizing the second assembler, but yeah. But for now, we can leave this guy to cook a bit. I do want to work towards making a second one of these, so I'm going to be working towards getting 5 more washing plants, which I think is just a matter of waiting for more over here. Alright, and let's see where we're at on power. Okay, we're getting pretty close to maxing out power, so instead what I'm going to work on is saving resources to make a second one of these power plants. Seeing as we're kind of pushing it. So, yeah, that's what we'll probably be doing is... Oh, yeah, see, we even have a couple of spikes. So, I think what that tells me is I should put these back down just for a bit. Did I mess this up? I did. Made one too many there. Okay, no I didn't. I don't know what oh, it's because I don't have power poles here. That's why. Alright, there we go. So, that'll give us a little more buffer so that we're not maxing out on the peaks, which we were doing. But, yeah. I think that is our next step, is to work towards more of this stuff. So it looks like we're actually low on stone. So let's see here. Yeah, so we can craft this into stone and then make that into bricks. So let's do that. But in the meantime, we can probably make some of these things without bricks, right? No, we can't. Oh well. Okay, so we know we need 2 of those. We're gonna need 2 flare stacks. Now that I'm thinking about it, it may just be worth it to make something to make us bricks, just so that we don't need to worry about this again. We can just automate it, which is what I think I'd like to do. So, not sure if we'll be able to fit it over here. We'll probably have to make a little expansion, but maybe we'd probably fit it here. So yeah, we'll use these 2 to make slag, and then we'll need a ore crusher. Yeah, so we'll need an ore crusher to make it into the crushed stone, and then from there we can craft it into stone, and then we can cook it. So I think what we'll do is something like that. No, that's not gonna fit. Yeah, we may just be waiting for more landfill here to get more room. So I think I'm going to speed it up and then unpause once I have enough landfill. Alrighty, I am back with 750 landfill, which I think will be plenty. So I am going to, I think, build this as an offshoot down here. We will build our way down. And now that we have room down here, I think I am going to try to change this. So I'm going to try to change this so that, what's it called? It's more tileable, that's the word I'm looking for. So that essentially everything we do in here we can process like in one line. That is the hope anyways. So we only need 1 crafter, which is nice. So we can go there. Go to, where is it, here for sand. We can put that there. Put in the extra mud that we got, and there we go. So we should be making landfill, yeah. You may just have a little bit of backlog to get through, but hopefully go back to producing up. But now we have all this area down here. This is where I'll try to build a bit of stone production. So what I'm actually going to do something like this. My goal is that I can reuse these flare stacks. So hopefully I redo this to be like this. There we go. Alrighty. Oh man, I'm out of those. To there, and replace this with that. There we go. So now we should be venting these. That's good. Alright. And then get ourselves a water pump here. Oh yeah, and then I needed to get a crusher. So let's go get this stuff from. Oh, I see. I'm missing stone brick. Let's just fix that real fast then. There we go. Bring power over here. Alrighty. So I will say one of the nice things about this mod, or mod pack, is they do make it nice for you to just like basically make inserters work for you. So as you can see in that menu there, you can customize the inserters pretty well. So you can make them pick up from far, you make them drop to the left, to the right, and you make them drop like even there. So it's very nice for trying to automate things because you have so many different options for your different assemblers, right? So you're not really limited by the long inserters or the normal inserters that you have in vanilla. So it's definitely a quality of life thing that personally I think makes this way nicer. Oh, whoops, forgot it's not that. It has to go to the crusher first and then that. There we go. Let's make the crusher, the electric one. There we go. And we'll put that here, pull those guys in, and then we'll be good to go. Alright. So we'll set this up to make crushed stone. Goes in. Alrighty. Assembler here. This guy will make stone, and then he'll feed that to a furnace. Furnace there. We'll just manually power this guy with some charcoal for now, but we'll go get a bunch of it. Luckily, because we were at excess power, but we should have a bunch up here. So we're just going to link that and be good to go. I do think I need to put down more of these guys. Barely not able to fit a whole row of 6 there. So we'll settle with 3. To be fair, I don't think we need too much more power to accommodate the spikes, but still. Oh, that's still not done. Yeah, I guess we will do the partial. Go like that. Alright, there we go. Is that enough? I don't think so, because I think we were consuming 4.6 a while ago. But, that's kind of why I'm saying we need to build landfill up, make a second one of these. And the thing we were missing for that was we were missing stone to really start on building up those things, right? So this will help us out with that. Just put that in there just so we get it out of our inventory. Same with that. Okay, cool. So now we're making ourselves bricks, and we're making ourselves landfill. That's good. Alright, and then, yeah, I'm going to start working to make a second one of these. Just so that we can get more of these guys going. Actually, maybe what I do is expand this out this way first. Yeah, let's expand this out this way. And then I want to flip these over to here, but we'll need to make 2 more of those anyways, so where are they? Here we go. Okay. So let's see, that's 5 stone, so let's just steal some of this before it gets pulled over there. So we're gonna need 10. We're gonna steal from here, yeah, this is easier. Alright, there we go, 10 stone. 2 of these, and then we're going to want 4 of these, so we're going to need to go get a bunch of iron. Two, 3, 4. Okay. This will set us up for here. So I will say these shouldn't burn unless they have to for power. So, if we don't need them, we shouldn't be using them, which is good. Need more power poles. There we go. So, yeah, these shouldn't really be consuming much until they're actually needed. So yeah, see, we're not actually going over on the power, which is good. Okay, but yes, we're going to try to make another one of these. I think we're going to need more landfill to get there, but that's some. Essentially, I'm wanting to build this entire thing just, you know, stacked on top of it, or stacked next to it, doesn't really matter. Just stacked. I think on top of it would be better because then hopefully we can just route that to there. I am just going to copy this. So yeah, we need a lot more resources, right? Okay, so it is... $24 by $24. Okay, so let's do that. Calculator real fast. I think that's going to be around 600-ish. Yeah, 576. So we don't really have enough for that, but we can get started. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Okay, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Alrighty, and if we head straight down, this should merge there. Alright, good stuff. And then I will show you kind of what we're planning on doing. My plan is to connect up the mineralized waters and carbon dioxides, so that, or well, at least the carbon dioxide. And the reason for that is, if you remember last time, we needed to use some pre-generated charcoal to get it started. In theory, this way it's, right, we'll already have carbon dioxide in the system to get everything going. So, that is the plan. Alright, so let's make 2 of these algae farm ones. That'll start us out. Then we'll also need 2 electrolyzers. Let's see. We can probably find a way to connect these, so I think we're going to leave that. Because I don't think these flare stacks are reaching capacity. Nope. Okay, and then we'll need 5 inserters, crafters, so we can't make those. Let's see, we'll need 2 liquefiers. Can we make those? We can make those, so let's queue those up. Then we just need a crusher, 5 assemblers, and then a furnace will be the big things. So we'll go get the stone from down here like we did last time. So we'll need 10 here. Or no, we just need 5 to make 1 furnace. Whoops. Yeah, and we'll make a furnace. Then we need just the iron, I think, is probably what we're lacking for most of these other things. So one of them was the crusher. Let's see, where is that? Right there. We actually need... Oh, that's right. Okay, we do need 5 stone for that. Or we need 10 stone for that. So let's go get that so that we can make the crusher. So we'll need another 10 here. Alrighty. So yeah, then we'll need the 5 assemblers. So this requires a furnace, so I should make another furnace just to save crafting time, because we'll be doing that now. Alrighty, let's see. Oh man, I always get lost in these menus. Okay, here we go. So yeah, we need 21 iron for that, and we have 17. We're also going to need to make a bunch of pipes. However, the plan for that is just to make those out of copper. So as you can see, we have way more copper than we're using. So the plan is to make our pipes out of copper, which we can do, luckily. Do a fine on power. Go to fine charcoal, it looks like. Alrighty, let's get that going. And then we'll just need 5 assemblers, but we can get started on a lot of the other stuff. We're also going to need a lot more like belts and everything, but as well as inserters, all that stuff. But we can at least get started on it. Sorry, I copied it, didn't I? Alrighty, so we're going to need it to be even higher than I thought. We're going to need even more landfill than I thought. So, we can... Oh, no, we don't. We can just do this. So this is where it'll be. I don't think I want to paste it until I have the landfill done. So what I'm going to do is pause again, and I'm going to get the rest of the resources for the landfill, as well as all of the belts and everything like that crafted. Yeah, I'll unpause once we've done that. Alrighty, I am back, and I think I've got everything. We'll see. But yeah, I replaced some of the power poles and everything like that while I was waiting on stuff. Clearly, I missed a couple. There we go. But now, we should be good to go. I did, connect some things already. So as you can see, I got the mineralized water from below coming up here. It actually doesn't look like we need that power pipe. That's nice. Do we need that one? No, we don't. Okay, let's go reclaim those. There, there's the other one. We do need that one. We do need that one. One connects everything. But yeah, we're getting everything connected up. Looks like I didn't craft enough pipes, but well, wait, whoops, we're forgot. We're not connecting up here because our hope is that we can use the other flare stacks. So, yeah, hopefully we can figure out a way to connect to the flare stacks down below. Because if we can, that would be really nice. Oh man. Let's see, how far can we go here? Go to there. Oh, that's not enough though. Okay. We'll have to see. There may be no avoiding having to do flare stacks up here. Just because of how messy I made everything. Which is my own fault. I got no one to blame but myself for that. I thought it would just over correctly with it. Oh, okay, yeah. And then here's another issue we got. So if I want to connect this down to here, I can't go through there. So I'll have to find a new way to route my charcoal. Oh, yeah, and I have not made any assemblers. Ah, alright. So it looks like we're going to be assembling this whole thing without the assemblers. Or, sorry, inserters. And then what'll happen is I'll come back with those already inserted. But nothing really is new here except for trying to connect everything up. So I don't feel too bad about leaving out some of the annoying stuff of me forgetting inserters, but I'll be back for how we figure out how to tile this and make everything connected. So that's the actual, interesting part, right? So yeah, I'll take a break after lay everything else. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. That's why it's taking forever. Had a mod at one point that was mouse over construction, which was supposed to make it so that I didn't need construction bots. I could just mouse over it and it would build, but I forgot the control to toggle it, so sure we don't have too many assemblers we need to get, I don't think, so maybe I will just go down into your app and use. That's probably not enough, but it's enough to get us started. Should really put those on my bar as well. I should put a couple of things on my bar. I'm really bad about using the tooltip hotbar. I just, was kind of never really using it in vanilla, but it's very helpful in modded. Oh man. I forgot we had to take a while to get wood. So let me speed up there. Alrighty. Now we can put this there. Oh yeah, nowhere near enough. Alright, well, we'll go get more. Time to craft up more wood. Save ourselves the time of waiting for that. But yeah, the first time I played through SeaWorld, or Seablock was very different. I had an update like halfway through my world that kind of just broke everything. Or well, not everything, but a lot of things. And at that point I was like, well, I'm having to redo all these. I may as well start over and, build it up from the beginning. That way you get a better understanding of everything. Oh man, okay. I still need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 more assemblers. Okay. So each assembler takes 3, so I need 27 iron. So I will just fast forward until we get that. So you can see why the fast forward mod is so nice, because this is at 32 times speed right now. So if I was going slower, it would not be fun to wait for all that time. Curious. Oh yeah, they don't have the carbon dioxide. So I do want to try to connect that to the one down here. So I think a way to do that would be go like that, switch this like that, get power pole there, do that, and then hopefully we can go there. Alright, so now these should be producing. These are full on gas, so I need to figure out how I am going to do that. Oh, well, okay, so I can do that, and then this will pick up from down there. We want to get it over here is our issue, isn't it? Well, actually, I can do this, and it can pick up from there. That is the better way to do it. I don't need that. I can run this to here. No, I can run this to here. We can power this there. Okay, so now we have our oxygen venting, and now we get our hydrogen venting. So if I can get rid of this, let's see, I did try this, didn't I? I did, but that is not entirely true. I think I can do that. Move that there. Get rid of that. This will have to be like over here, actually. Alright, and then let's see. Not like that. So let's see, we may have to go like this. Yeah, we'll go like this. This in fact doesn't even need to be underground, let's be honest. Let's save ourselves some pipes in there. Alright, oh, whoops. Alright, there we go. So now we're venting all of that stuff. So now should have all the way to charcoal coming to here. Yep, okay. It's gonna come down to here, and then we have nothing for it. Okay, so let's see, which side is it on? The side that it's on makes a big deal. It's on this side, which is good. So that means that what we can actually do is go like that. And then be stuck in an entirely different issue. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, we don't want that. Well, I guess it gets it over here. It's not entirely bad, but we want to get it to here somehow, right? So the reason... Oh wait, max length 3. Does that mean it can? No, it can't. Okay, that's what I thought. 3 is in, like, it can go to underground. Okay. That's what I figured. Or remembered, but didn't know. So I guess what we could do is this. And then we could do another one here. And then maybe rework that. I think that's what we'll do. So let's go get some more stone for these undergrounds. Yeah, they require stone. In the meantime, though, we've gotten tons of landfill, which is nice. Yeah, we'll just go add up a bunch of this. There we go, 10 stones, that's 5, that's good. Give us plenty to work with. So we want to get this guy. So we have it here now. Okay, so I think there is a way, but we're gonna have to change this up so that this is gonna be weird, but we want it there. There we go. Now it's all on this side. Which allows us to go like that. Right, and then we can redo this easily. Do something like more out of the way. Right, and we have this guy going like one. Right there. Right. So we actually want one additional belt here so that we can make it so that they're splitting sides and we can fill the belt more. So that's the hope. Just make a bunch here. But yeah, you can see our supply has started going down because we have all that stuff hooked up to energy, but it's not actually, what's it called? It wasn't actually producing until now, and now it is producing. So yeah, so now we should be good and powering enough for 2 sets of those generators that we get going. Let's see, yeah, looks like we're doing okay there. And now we just need to hook up this guy, and then we're done. There we go. Okay, so now this guy is hooked up, and we are powering enough for 2, well, over 2. So this should start backing up again now. And we have now successfully gotten a good amount of power, so we should be up to 6.4. Oh, that's not going. Right. Tons of charcoal there. But yeah, that's a pretty good power upgrade for us. So we're now up to, yeah, I think our max that we can do with just the charcoal is 6.4, right? Because we know it's it's actually 7.2 is what we're doing with charcoal, which is pretty good. Pretty good. And yeah, we just need to saturate the belt now. Ooh. Okay. There we go. So I guess that could have been a time to demonstrate sort of what I meant by that power spiral that I mentioned in the first episode. But basically, because we were running out of coal slowly but surely, what was going to happen eventually is that, because we're diminishing on coal, because we're not producing enough power, then we're going to produce less power and then end up producing less coal. Ideally, we never reach that point where we're in a power spiral, but if we ever did, that's what it would look like. Okay, so now, I mean, big things going forward, right? Just automating. Name of the game in Factorio. But essentially, the next thing that we're probably going to work on is this crystallization stuff. So I did a couple of things of research to get here. I think it was just the basic chemistry and sulfur processing. I think I may have done another 1 or 2 miscellaneous ones just while I was AFK. But this allows us to choose exactly what mineral we want. So if you remember before, we had a chance at getting sapphire. We had a chance at getting stereotype. But with this, it's guaranteed. So we just have to make this stuff called mineral sludge, which we can do from slag and sulfuric acid. And sulfuric acid comes from this hydrogen sulfide gas over here. So over here I can show you. Basically we go from our hydrogen sulfide gas with some oxygen into sulfur. And from there we can get sulfur dioxide gas from sulfur and oxygen. And then finally with purified water we can get sulfuric acid. If you remember, we can get purified water. Let's see, where is it? I thought it was here. Maybe it's not. Maybe I haven't done the research for it. Oh, yeah, sorry, here it is. So we can get that with oxygen and hydrogen gas. So the big issue with all of this is that these electrolyzers that we use don't produce in the right ratio for you to get the purified water from just, looking at this, right? You get 40 oxygen, 60 hydrogen, but you need 60 oxygen and 90 hydrogen. So you essentially need a dedicated one just for purified water. Then if you remember, down here we're also using oxygen, right? So we need 100 oxygen in this process, but then over here we need 60. So you need to basically be producing extra oxygen, and you can either do that through electrolysis, right? You could also do it through this air separation. So that's how you can get oxygen just straight up, and then you'd have nitrogen byproduct, but luckily you can just flare stack that. So the oxygen that you want for this process, right, you can pretty easily get from air separation. I will say another thing, right? So if we look into this, you can essentially create more, or you can't create more purified water than you use to take it. So it's not like this process here is lossless. So ideally, what you want, and I don't think I've done the research for it, but oh yeah, it's right here, water treatment. So this is what we want to get before we go fully into that slag stuff, is this, because it allows us to process the wastewater that we get as a byproduct of this back into sulfur, which is good. We want to be as lossless as possible. We also get purified water. But this is what I was thinking of. The process to get this purified water, you end up with less than the process that actually you use throughout to make the sulfuric acid and everything. So essentially we want to get this research so that we can turn water into purified water. And we'll do that in a hydro plant. So we kind of want to get to this research. So we have 20 here, 20 here, 30 here, and we're about halfway through that one. So what would that be? That would be 10, 20, so that'd be 60 research that we need. So that's the next kind of step, is to produce enough for that. So I will pause here until we have that research. Alrighty, I am back. So as you can see, I have expanded this island because I think we're going to need more power. So I did some planning using HellMod, and essentially we're going to need 10.9 megawatts of power to produce enough of the sludge that is going to be needed to make 2 iron plates per second. I'm probably going to end up making that into 1 iron plate per second and 1 copper plate per second, or something similar, but I would like to set up the infrastructure to be able to make 2 iron plates per second. So I have, I think, crafted enough of the stuff that we need. After I craft this here, we should be all set to be doubling our power here, at least on the production side. I haven't actually crafted all of the burners and or not burners, yeah, the burners to actually make the to actually make the power from the charcoal we're making, but I am doubling our charcoal production here. I'm just duplicating exactly what we had over there because it works, right? No need to change it. I thought I made electrolyzers. Oh my gosh, I didn't make the electrolyzers. I could have sworn I did. Well, okay. Looks like I will be pausing again then. See you soon. Alrighty, I am back with the electrolyzers this time. Oh man. Kind of an important thing to forget, you know? I'm just gonna go through and do all the power poles now. I don't even have to think about it later, and it'll be all good to go. Man, I will say this does get considerably more of a logistically interesting game once we get our construction bots up and going. But since we're you know, in the manual era right now, it is a little tedious to you know, set up things like this. I contemplated doing, you know, one of the mods that lets you have like early construction bots that are just, you know, slower, way worse, everything like that. But I don't know, it didn't feel very in the spirit of Seablock. So I think, you know, this time speeding up mod is already kind of not really in the spirit of it. So I feel like, you know, Seablock doesn't want you to have fun. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is come over here and steal some of this charcoal, because if you guys remember, we do need to give it a kick start here. So while I'm here, I'm gonna put that there so I don't have to deal with it. But yeah, just so that we'll have that all set up and ready for when the time comes. I'm gonna go through and try to do the pipes now. It'll be another good thing to get done, because then we can start producing slag, and we'll have a bit of a back pile, which will be nice for us to work through. Alrighty, this is how we're connecting them all. Alright, there we go. And here we go on this one. Alright. Good stuff. I think that is all of the pipes. Oh, nope, not all of the pipes done. So I probably forgot this one up there as well. No, I didn't. Okay, so yeah, that's all of the pipes done. That's good. Let's start moving on to belts. I'm just going to start at the top and work my way down. Alright, I'm doing this. Alrighty. That's right. I was wondering why I had to do that little switch up, but it makes a lot more sense now. We'll say we will have some issues down here. We're going to need to do some rerouting. And I think the way we're going to do that is... how are we going to do this? I guess our best bet is just to go like that, right? And then have this guy go like this as well. Yeah, and then we can run this guy like that. And then we'll figure it out over there once we get there. That's a problem for later, right now. Alright, there's all that. Let's start working this belt now. That going. Now let's get this guy. Oh, forgot a power pole there. Oh, shoot. Okay, so I've used up one too many of these. That's alright. We'll go craft one real fast. Fine on belt, so I just need this stone. Alrighty, there we go. Let's craft one. Alright, let's craft some extra belts, because I'm sure we'll use it even if we're not using it right now. Actually, let's make all three of those, because I bet we'll use them. Okay, that was a mistake. Now I don't have enough belt. Oh well. I can at least get this bottom one working, and we'll have more power in the interim. Yes, that is what happens when I try to wing it instead of going off my pre-planned, you know, blueprint, right? Trying to make changes. Okay, there we go. So that should be the top part working. We can also start working on how we're getting this in, alright? This is also another thing we need to work on. Something we could do, right, is do exactly what we're doing over there, which is this. Right, there we go, and then we can bring this. Oh man, we're just barely short on belt. That's okay. We'll come over here, grab what iron we've made in the meantime. 44, not bad, and turn all that into belt. Oh wait, actually, we need one splitter, so we're gonna cancel. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Now we can make a splitter, and then we'll make the rest. Alrighty, and then there we go. So we're merging down all of our charcoal now. We should start making it over here. We should be starting to make it. Yeah, we are. Cool. Okay, so now we can work our way back up here. Start filling in these. Alrighty. There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alrighty. So that should be both power stations up and running. Oh, nope. Forgot a pipe there. Okay. That should be both of these up and running. And pretty soon we should be able to add more engines here. In fact, what I'm thinking we might want to do is add a whole new area just for power. So swapping these to this side and adding more. So we can run. Oh wait, actually, I forget. Is one of these 1.8, and then how much is this? This is 4.0. So we're making 1 per second. So yeah, this was enough for just having 2 going. But we need to double that for having 4 going. So we should get this stuff for those. These guys require furnaces. Yeah, so let's go get stone from over here. There we go. Get 2 of those, and then we'll just need a bunch of iron. A bunch of iron. No biggie. We got those, and then we just need to wait for the steam engines. And I think I'll probably just pause there, and then we'll come back to when I have them. Alrighty, we are back, and I've done some reconfiguring, so this will probably be about what our end power area is going to look like. I may need more belt to get the charcoal back down to where we're using it below, but this is not bad, and we'll have way more now. Okay, we'll have a very slow insert there, but that's okay. Put that guy there. Yeah, we're gonna need way more belts to wrap this around. But we should have tons more power now. Yeah. So wait, we should have more than that, I thought. I guess not. I guess it's. Oh, because I only made 2 when I should have made 4. Okay, yeah. So right now I'm running at 2/3. and I'll expand that out. That's whatever. Alright, there we go. So yeah, I can actually run 2 more of these. That's my bet. Also, keeping this little rock as a decoration. I think it's fun. So, if you were wondering why I haven't removed it, I think it'll be fun to have kind of as a decoration. Yeah, I'll probably make that like the center of my base. But yeah. Alright, well, honestly, this is a pretty good place to leave it. We did quite a bit this episode. We got landfill up and going, we got stone up and going, and then we increased our power by quite a bit. In fact, that was probably the main thing we did this episode, was just increase power, right? But yeah, we got tons of landfill going now, so growing shouldn't be much of an issue. It's just really, you know, getting the machines to grow. But yes, in the next episode, my plan is to go in and we're going to make all the way up to the mineral sludge and the crystallizers to be able to make our sapphirite and stereotype. From there, those we can like directly smelt into those into plates. I think it's less efficient than going this way, but we also get the pure results instead of getting you know, some iron, some copper, some iron. So I think it's probably better for us to just, you know, not deal with the whole ore processing right now, because as you can see, we get, you know, different things based on this. I think it's not worth bothering with that. We'll probably have to for the rubite and the bobmonium, but for stereotyte and sapphirite, I think it's probably best if we just leave it as is and not really worry too much about you know, doing these mixed products. I think they're a little more efficient, but I'd rather just have the simplicity than have to deal with, you know, worrying about efficiency right now, especially this early on. These recipes aren't gonna, you know, last forever. So I think probably in between episodes I will add in the other 2 boilers and steam engines, so that we can go to max power, because yeah, we need a little more to be able to run the stack that I showed you in Hellmod here, but I'll probably also be gathering all the resources for this and crafting up all the items in between episodes as well. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.